Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. I am your host, Victor Gwynn, and today I'll be providing you with the ultimate source of NFL draft material with regard to the 2025 NFL draft and beyond. I'm your host, like I said already, but my co-host is running a little bit late, T Sizzle, and that's fine. We'll be discussing everything with regard to potential picks, team needs, top prospects. So let's roll into this a little bit for everyone here. So to kick things off, we're going to talk about, prospects in this year's draft. Who are the standout players and what makes them special? Obviously, we know Travis Hunter, who is the 2024 Heisman Trophy winner. Travis Hunter is a two-way player. Travis Hunter can give you some reps on offense as a wide receiver, but his ultimate position, in my opinion, is at cornerback, and he can sprinkle him in as wide receiver. Let's move on to Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter is basically a clone of Micah Parsons, in my opinion. I'll even go back further to LeVar Arrington. That number 11 is special, and those guys wore it well and had great impact with regard to their teams. And the reason that Abdul Carter is just the man had 11 sacks. He was injured at that time, didn't know he had a foot injury, and he went out and still balled. Came up short against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the semifinal, but that's fine. The guy is a beast and someone who can actually get on the field and actually provide a spark for a team immediately. So another player out of the top three right now, and you're probably going to look at this and say, hey, this is not a top three player, but he is. And it's not a quarterback. Mason Grant. Defensive interior, basically a defensive tackle. He's three technique. I think he can play nose right over the center. He can do it. The guy is tremendous, in my opinion, as far as his ability to get to the quarterback, but most of all, he's disruptive. And disruption, in my opinion, is what his thing is. And he'll develop those pass rush moves, but he's going to stop the run one. He's going to stop the run one, and he's also going to flush out the quarterback to those defensive ends with every team decides that he wants to draft that kid. But it's going to be an exciting draft. 2025, Speak on the Sports NFL Mock Draft Show. Call in 512-539-0648. Be a part of the program today. And you can get all the information with regard to your NFL draft. We'll let you talk about your teams. We'll allow you to even do whatever you call in. You don't like what we're talking about? I want to know why. Because I want to make the show better. I want to make the show better, and I want to hear you, the viewers, and I want to hear you, the listeners out there as well. So how do these top prospects that we have right now, Travis Hunter, my top three prospects, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Mason Grant. How do these top picks stack up to previous year's top picks? And that is the question I want to hear from you, the viewer out there. Would you look at this year's draft and say it's full of talent, or would you say, hey, these players aren't as good as last year's draft players? So with that being said, 512-539-0648. Join the program. Let's go over some things that happen within the draft. Within teams that basically departed through free agency. You have free agents and notable departures for every team. Let's start with the AFC East. You got the Buffalo Bills. They don't have Amari Cooper, Matt Collins, Von Miller, DeJuan Smoot, Quentin Jefferson, Jordan Phillips, Rasul Douglas, Kaiir Elam traded to the Cowboys, and Sam Martin's opponent went to the Panthers. All right. You look at Buffalo, they need some wide receivers. I mean, it's obvious that wide receivers are paramount with them with regard to exactly what they want to do. So we're gonna look at that. But that's not what y'all came here for. I know my partner is not here, but I gotta give it to y'all. We have to get into the draft. We have to get into the draft. I know everybody wants to know what we think about your team and what your team is going to do. I'm going to give you your team needs. We're going to set it up to where you guys can chime in immediately. You're going to hear some draft buzz from us, and you're definitely going to hear our input with regard to each team. T-Sizzle, I know you're running late, but I got to give the people what they need. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go start this draft off the right way. The Speak on the Sports 2025 NFL Draft Show begins right now. And through the power of television or computer screen sharing, we're going to get into the draft here. Thank you, PFF, for what you do. Love the subscription. It's a bit much, but love the subscription. I wish you had a timer on here, but that's fine. I have my own timer here. We need to get into this, and we need to see exactly what team and where they're at, and see who's on the clock right now. And we all know it's the Tennessee Titans. So without further ado, welcome to the 2025 Speak on the Sports NFL Mock Draft. And that draft starts now. All right, Travis Hunter's on the clock. Travis Hunter's on the clock. Let's make sure the settings is okay. I'm going to make sure we do this right. We picked all. I want you to guys know. So we're doing PFF's settings here. Public is out. Care for position value, draft needs. Randomness is minimal. Let's enter this draft. Let's go. On the clock right now are the Tennessee Titans. Oh my goodness, I am just beside myself right now. So start the draft. So on the clock, Tennessee Titans are on the clock right now. The clock has started. I'm not gonna try to waste everybody's time here, but we also know that the quarterback is a premium position with regard to the Tennessee Titans. They have needs at wide receiver, they have needs at edge, and they have needs in a lot of places right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to go see what these guys actually missed out on. Right now, quarterback Mason Rudolph left. Wide receiver Tyler Boyd left. Wide receiver Nick Westbrook. Ekine, he left. Tight end Nick Vanette. Offensive tackle Nicholas Pettit-Freer. Offensive guard Daniel Brunskill. If I chewed up your names, I'm so sorry. Edge Harold Landry went to the Patriots. Defensive tackle McTevin Agam. Defensive lineman James Lynch. Linebacker Jerome Baker went to the Browns. Linebacker Luke Gifford went to the 49ers. Linebacker Raquan McMillan. Kenneth Murray traded to the Cowboys. Jacoby Ekwuasi, Ravens. Darnell Worley. Safety Quandre Diggs. Punter and a kicker are all gone from the Tennessee Titans. But what's the most glaring need with the Tennessee Titans is that quarterback, Will Levis. Will Levis has done nothing but throw interceptions. He's thrown picks that didn't make sense. So I don't understand why they would need him. I don't understand why they would feel like they need him. I don't understand why they would feel like they need him on the squad at all. So they have 5 minutes left on the clock, and it seems like they're taking their time. They want to actually know exactly who's coming up for trade. So let's look at some trades here for the Tennessee Titans. So the Giants want to trade at 3. But we all know this is moot. This is a moot point. Giants want to come up. Let's see what we can offer them here. So we'll give them the 3rd pick for your number 1. 65th. $65th pick, number 1. Let's go see. Let's try a 99th pick and see if they'll accept it. They accepted the trade. The Giants accepted that trade. So the Giants are currently on the clock right now. And the Giants have a glaring need, a significant need. And that need can only be quenched by drafting a quarterback. And that quarterback is Cam Ward. Woo! The Giants just drafted Cam Ward. I know you guys did not see that coming, and you didn't hear us actually let you know about it.
What's going on? What's going on?
It was so nice of you to join us here.
I'm at baseball as well.
Okay, you doing
Our,
the
our, our,
fatherly role. That's cool. So Giants
yeah.
right now have moved up to number 1, excuse me, and they traded with.
Come on. Good throws, buddy. Come on. They traded with who?
They traded with the Tennessee Titans.
What'd they give up?
Giants gave up a third.
Good, Max.
And another pick.
Okay.
Their third pick and a third round pick, and they were able to pry away the first overall pick from the Tennessee Titans. So thoughts on what do you think about that trade, real quick, and just give me your thoughts.
I see it. It's realistic. It's a good trade. I told you I thought the Giants are gonna make that type of move.
Hey, Terrence, do me a favor. You can take the video off, man. You can just have your what's name on.
Oh, I didn't know the video was on. Sorry.
No, go ahead. There you go. So what we're gonna look at. That's fine. So what we're going to look at right now is the second pick, and the team that's on the clock right now are the Cleveland Browns. So what are you going to do with the Cleveland Brown pick right here?
So who did they take overall first?
They didn't take nobody. We just started, man. We just started.
Yeah. Who did Giants take first?
The Giants took Cam Ward.
Okay. Cleveland's on the clock.
Cleveland is on the clock right now. And the clock starts right now. They got 10 minutes, so they're good. What does Cleveland need right now? If you look at Cleveland Browns, what do they need as a team? What is their what kind of prospects do you think that they need right now?
Cleveland is hurting for offensive linemen. Quarterback, but there's a lot of money built up at quarterback right now. So, and you really don't even know his health. I mean, but you did just bring in Joe Flacco, and you brought in another arm, into camp to see what you can do. You desperately need a wide receivers and linemen, but you paid Myles Garrett a lot of money, so you have to shore up. If you can't win on offense, you better shore up on defense. So
right now available for them is a two-way player in Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and these are top players at their position. Ashton Genty, Tetron McMillan, Mason Graham, Will Campbell, tackle, defensive interior. Who do you think right now is the most important player or the best player available for the Cleveland Browns picking in the second spot? Their needs are quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tackle, and quarterback. Cornerback, excuse me.
Let's get the gear off. I think that you have to go best available.
So who would you go with right now for the Tennessee, Cleveland Browns?
Travis Hunter.
And the pick is in. Travis Hunter is now a Cleveland Brown. On the clock right now are the Tennessee Titans, who traded with the New York Giants. They still have a need at quarterback, wide receiver, edge, linebacker.
Get your helmet on. Get your BPM.
So I look at the Tennessee Titans right now, and I'm thinking their head coach right now, and defensively what they have, quarterback is a need. I'm not gonna lie, quarterback is definitely a need. But how better is your Shador Sanders right now from Will Levis? I mean, he's pretty good. Is he mobile? No. Does he fit the system? I don't know. I'm looking at a player.
Nice catch, dude.
And I'm looking at Abdul Carter. He's still on the board right now. So with the third pick, they get a beautiful guy, beautiful player coming out of Penn State. Pick is in. Abdul Carter is picked third overall in our draft by the Tennessee Titans, who they jumped right in front of their guy, and I know the Patriots covered him, Abdul Carter. On the clock right now are the Patriots, and that's your pick, my boy. The Patriots, their needs are running back, wide receiver, offensive lineman.
Running back is a good position, a little high to catch there, though, a little high to go there. The Patriots have a few holes to fill. They have a good quarterback, good young quarterback, so they're going to build around him. But we do have a phone call coming in. We have a trade.
Okay, what's the trade?
San Francisco is trading their first round pick.
The San Francisco 49ers. I'm trying to find the 49ers because
They're at 11th.
I don't see that they got nothing going on. I'm just joking. The 49ers. They don't want to trade with you in this scenario. No, I'm joking. Here we go. San Francisco 49ers are picking 11. San Francisco's giving up their 11th pick.
The second pick.
And the second round pick. The second round
And
pick.
next year's first.
And next year's first. For the fourth pick. Okay, with this scenario inside here, they are not interested in trading for this pick. They do not want that pick. So you have the 11th pick, the 43rd pick, 7 minutes left. The 43rd pick, 75th, 113, 138.
New England wants more picks.
Yes, they want some more picks. Okay, hold on. Go ahead. You want to give them some more? Right now, you gave them the 23rd, 75th pick.
I'll give them this year's second, next year's first, next year's second, and this year's third.
They are hell-bent on not giving up this pick. You may find a new trade partner or stick with a draft a player here in New England.
So we're gonna go ahead and draft.
Okay, so who are you gonna draft? You have Aston Genty, the best running back still left, ranked number 3, or Tetron McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona, and Mason Graham, defensive interior, and Will Campbell, tackle.
We're taking Will Campbell, tackle.
Will Campbell, tackle, is now a New England Patriot. That was some good draft analysis right there. So with that trade didn't happen, how did that make you feel with regard to going that route? What does Will Campbell give to the Patriots that they could actually utilize?
They need somebody to protect their young franchise.
Exactly.
And they're going to run the ball.
Yeah, he's a guy coming off of a ACL injury.
Hey, straighten your feet out.
It's good to put him in with one of the best tackles in the NFL. So that's good stuff right there. All right, on the clock right now are the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Faster.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock right now. And 10 minutes. So Jacksonville, look at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's needs are wide receiver. Wide receiver's gone already, number 1. Tight end, defensive interior, and safety. Who is our defensive interior guy? Mason Graham, number 5 overall ranked player on PFF. Defensive interior, Michigan, is now a Jacksonville Jaguar. I think they run it. They don't even think about it. if he's still available. 512-539-0648. Call the program. Be a part of the 2025 NFL mock draft on Speak on the Sports. So our top 5 picks right now, Cam Ward was a trade between the New York Giants and Tennessee Titans. Giants get their quarterback. They give up a first-round pick, and they give up their second-round pick to move up 2 spots, and they take Cam Ward. Travis Hunter is now a Cleveland Brown. It fits a need, but he also fits another need as well as wide receiver. Abdul Carter is definitely a need for the Tennessee Titans. He's also the best player available right now. I don't think Shedeur Sanders goes there, in my opinion. Will Campbell, you picked Will Campbell. For the New England Patriots. It definitely fit a need. He's the number 1 rated tackle in our draft or on PFF. And the defensive interior guy, Mason Graham from Michigan, went to the Jacksonville Jaguars, also fits a need. On the clock right now are the Las Vegas Raiders. It's on you, boss. Las Vegas Raiders. What are their needs right now? Running back, wide receiver, defensive interior, cornerback. Who do you have the Las Vegas Raiders taking at number 6?
Ooh, see, I think Las Vegas is going to do some things. I think Brady's running this draft room. And I don't think it's going to take much because they're going to get an all-star running back. And they're going to go with Ashton Gentry.
Ashton Gentry. Halfback, Boise State. What separates Ashton Gentry from the field right now, and why did the Raiders choose him?
I don't believe he's the best running back in the draft. I believe he has the best attributes in the draft.
Well, hold on right now. We got a caller. Hold on.
Go, take two.
All right, caller. State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
so
caller.
I'm calling in. This is Andrea Glenn, and I'm calling in on the Las Vegas Raiders pick. I think they should take Ashton Gentry.
Okay, that was the pick that they called. Okay, that's the pick that T just had in for Ashton Gentry right now. T, explain to our caller what went into that pick because they kind of believe in you as well.
So I believe, he's not the best running back in the draft. I believe that's the kid out of Ohio State, but I believe Gentry has the best attributes for the Raiders because the Raiders are going to run a lot of, they're going to run a lot of up the middle. They're going to run a lot of swings with him, but they're going to need him more in the pass game. Take two.
Okay, well, Andrea, what do you think about what T Sizzle said in regard to?
Yep, I'm on the same page. I agree.
Your
100%.
Ashton Gentry. Okay, all right. Anything else you're interested in with regard to the draft? And who's your favorite team that you got in the draft right now?
What was that?
I said, how do you feel about a team in this draft? And what is your favorite team? Do you see anything else going on? Any surprises?
Well, I mean, the way you guys have been picking, I think it aligns perfectly. I'm focused on what the Giants are about to do. I think this is a make or break, time for them to get some really good players out there to complement their players. So, focus on the Giants to see what they do. And of course, the ones that are leading the pack right now, just interested what they're going to do to, complement their already amazing teams.
Awesome. So real quick question. What do you think about the Giants moving up from 3-1 to take the quarterback out of Miami, Cam Ward? How does Cam Ward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a smart move now, but they shouldn't have put themselves in that situation, right? I know we don't play the game to lose, but, they had the first round and tanked it. So, to give up something to move up, it sucks, but honestly, I think they got to do it.
Outstanding. Well, we appreciate the call, Andrea.
Andrea,
go ahead.
Andrea, how do you feel about Cam Ward over Shedeur Sanders?
That is the big question. Andre,
We
you
look
still
at-
there?
What was that?
Go
How
ahead,
do you
T.
feel about Cam? How do you feel about Cam Ward over Shador Sanders?
Yeah, we've had a lot of discussion about that. And I think just the way that the Giants run their team and their organization, Cam Ward, he's a bigger guy. I think he'll be a better fit for the team. Not to say one is better than the other, but for the New York Giants, I think Cam Ward is the one. If they take Shador, I'll be interested to see what happens with him. But, the Giants are low profile, and I think Cam Ward fits that character a little better.
Awesome. You good,
My
T?
fault.
You got a
Probably
question?
the only one we don't say,
Yeah, I know.
especially with the bad
All right,
side.
well, Andre, we appreciate the call, Andre. Thank you for being part of the program. Don't be a stranger. I'll see you at dinner.
Definitely won't. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, talk to you later. Bye. Well, Andre had some very good points. I mean, with regard to Cam Ward, and Shador Sanders, I think she had some good points.
I was like, why didn't I put this on ahead of time?
I'm looking at how she brought it up. I mean, the Giants are low key, low profile type of organization. With regard to the glitz and glamour of Dion, I know nobody wants to hate on Dion, and I'm not hating on him at all. But when you draft a player like Shador Sanders, you're not just drafting. You're drafting the entire family. You're drafting Bucky. You're drafting Pilar. You're drafting Dion. You're drafting Shiloh. You're drafting everything. You're drafting people with diamond jewelers, everything. Everything comes with that. All that stuff comes with sneaker companies, all the stuff. And it looks great. It brings revenue in. But does that match the play? That's all. And then when you go with Cam Ward, it has to be characteristic. So, all right, on the clock right now are the New York Jets. The New York Jets. And the New York Jets right now, they have a need at quarterback, wide receiver, tackle, defensive interior. And when I tell you that the New York Jets run this card up in there quick and they get Shador Sanders, quarterback, Colorado, because the Jets organization is way different than the New York Giants organization. They have a very outspoken owner, very outspoken players. They would welcome this whole entire thing in right now. So, T, what do you think about the pick at 7, Shador Sanders going to the New York Jets?
Horrible.
Horrible pick. Expound upon that. Go ahead. Tell me why. Tell me why I just picked a horrible player. Go ahead.
You didn't pick a horrible player. It's just a horrible franchise.
It's a horrible franchise, but a franchise in need of a quarterback. And I think right now, I think Shador Sanders is what they need. They need to bring some hope back to this organization. I mean, you had Aaron Rodgers, who actually basically depleted this organization, left this organization.
Stand up, throw him back. Stand up, throw him back.
And you have a guy like Shador Sanders, who's going to come in. He's going to be the quarterback, but he's also going to be the leader on that team. I mean, you're going to get everything. You're going to get all that stuff. You're going to get the diamonds, the jewelry, the cars, the money, the houses, the show. There's going to be everything with it. But I think the Jets handle it better than the Giants.
He doesn't show. He doesn't go. He refuses. He pulls the Eli Manning. He pulls the Eli Manning and he refuses.
To go to New York?
Yes.
Nah, that's something we got to discuss after this. But all right, you're on the clock, my brother. You're on 8 with the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers needs right now a wide receiver, edge, and defensive back. There's a wide receiver on the board still right now. McMillan out of Arizona. You got an edge, and you got a cornerback.
They go defense, definitely, 100%.
Okay, who are they going?
Hunter, good throws. Good throws. They're going.
They're going. Cornerback right now is Jahan Barron.
They're going D tackle.
D tackle. So let me bring up the highest rated D tackles right now, and the defensive tackle
He's going.
Is Walter Nolan.
See, Nolan is not a system though.
Okay, you got Kenneth Grant, Omar Norman Lott, Tyleek Williams. But these guys
they're too far reaches.
Mhm,
So I'm gonna throw the first curveball at you. Well, the second
mhm.
curveball,
Okay.
they go corner out of Michigan.
Corner out of Michigan, Will Johnson is now. Woo, he's now Carolina Panther. Will Johnson is now Carolina Panther. Right now, so with this pick, I don't really like this pick, to tell you the truth, but we'll discuss it because you have a wide receiver still on the board. But moving on to number 9 right now.
And the only reason I didn't go wide receiver is because I think this is a heavy wide receiver draft,
Mhm.
and I think they're gonna get better value at wide receiver in the second and third rounds, um, and pay way less for them.
Well, I look at number 9 right now, and the New Orleans Saints are on the clock right now. New Orleans Saints, they're running back.
Third,
They need
third.
a wide receiver, they need a defensive lineman. I'm looking at Tatario McMillan right now, and he looks like a guy he's the number 1 rated person in his position. Running back, you can get in another round. The defensive linemen are pretty deep. I'm going Tetron Mitchell is now a New Orleans Saint. The Chicago Bears are now on the clock. Chicago Bears, that's you right now. Chicago Bears are you right now. Chicago Bears are in need of a running back, defensive lineman, and a safety. Their top picks for defensive interior are Walter Nolan, safety Malaki Starks, from Georgia, and the running back available is Omarion Hampton. Wow.
Marion Hampton is very good, but he's not the running back I will put in Chicago.
Mm.
And I do believe Chicago reaches on this pick.
Okay. Who do they pick up?
They do go running back,
Okay. And what running back?
and they go running back out of Ohio State.
Trevion Henderson?
Nope.
Quinshon Junkins.
Quinson.
Oh my God. Right now, Quinshon Junkins, the pick is in. That will be talked about a lot. A lot.
And I believe he's the best. I believe he's the best running back in the draft.
Okay. All right. With pick 11 right now, the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. You got 10 minutes to work this out. But I'm looking at the 49ers and the 49ers team right now. They've lost a lot of talent. They have needs at guard, tackle, defensive lineman, and cornerback.
And quarterback.
Well, I'm not going to say quarterback. This is my pick. Not your pick. You get to pick for the Cowboys next. So I'm looking at defensive lineman, cornerback, but what exactly?
Good stop. Close the glove, okay? Good stop. Just close the glove up.
I'm looking at Jahdae Barron, cornerback out of Texas, goes to the San Francisco 49ers with the 11th pick in the NFL draft. Jahdae Barron, cornerback.
Don't put that hand out there. You'll get your hand broke. Don't put the hand.
All right. You up next with the Dallas Cowboys. I know everybody wants to hear about the Dallas Cowboys and what we think the Dallas Cowboys will do right now. Dallas Cowboys needs are at running back, wide receiver, guard, edge. T-Sizzle, who do you think right now the Cowboys, what's the biggest need on the Cowboys right now? Running back, wide receiver, guard, edge, running back. It's all a need. What do the Cowboys do at number 12 right now?
So at number 12, the Cowboys actually sell the franchise, and they get a new owner because their owner stinks.
Well, we all know Jerry Jones has issues, but we'll figure it out. So,
Cowboys, and the Cowboys go wide receiver.
Okay, Cowboys go wide receiver. Right now, Luther Burden III is the best wide receiver available, followed by Emeka Abuka and Matthew Golden. Malik Ayamar, the 35th rated player.
Mecca
Ranked.
Abuka.
Cowboys choose Omeka Obuka, wide receiver, Ohio State. Now, he's not rated the top person or the top wide receiver. That honor goes to McMillan, but he's not even ranked the second. He's supposed to be basically the third. If you pick Emeka Obuka, I like it. I like his ability to be that second guy, and I also like his ability to catch passes. His stats were stackable. I mean, you can look at him. He's a stat heavy guy. He can catch a lot of balls, but he doesn't need to be this stat heavy guy. He can also play his part, obviously in Dallas with the star wide receiver they have there already. So, all right, on the clock right now are the
No, Dad, it's not that anymore. It's this.
on the clock right now are the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins needs a guard, tackle, defensive interior, and cornerback. All right, do you want to keep your guy upright? Okay, they need a tackle, and that tackle right now comes out of Missouri. Armand Membu is now a member of the Miami Dolphins. Armand Membu. This guy's measurables right here were off the chart. If you think about it, he in his first year, 2022, his stats definitely went up. Games played, sacks allowed, 0 sacks allowed in 2024. He went from 1 to 2 to 0. I mean, the guy is good. He's 6'3". That's the only thing about a tackle, 6'3". Membu presented high athletic ceiling in 2023. Of course, confidence and control took off in 2024. There are times he could play with more power, experience the caliber, length, and movement ability for him. I like the kid. He's a game changer, in my opinion. What do you think about the pick right now? Armand Membu, tackle.
I like Armand Membu.
Going to the Miami Dolphins to help out. I mean, concussion, he has a lot of concussions, and the quarterback from Miami. So it's one of those deals. So on the clock, Indianapolis Colts, my brother. Indianapolis Colts. Their needs are tight end, guard, edge, linebacker, and safety. They don't need quarterback. They got Daniel Jones and Richardson. You can even look at.
So Indianapolis is good to go. They're actually a strong franchise. Their needs are going to be met.
So right now, let's just give you some background. They lost 2 quarterbacks, Sam Ehlinger, Joe Flacco. Ehlinger went to the Browns. Flacco went to Ehlinger went to the Broncos. Flacco went to the Browns. They lost running back Trey Sherman, tight end, offensive guard, 2 offensive guards, a center, an edge, 2 defensive line, 2 linebacker, safety, and a kicker. Those are all departures from them. So looking at this draft, tight end, guard, edge, linebacker, safety. What position do you think they go for?
They go tackle, Calvin Banks.
Tackle.
Calvin Banks Jr. out of Texas. Run through.
Kelvin Banks Jr. is now an Indianapolis Colt. I don't have a problem with this pick. I mean, you had a player that was ranked above him as far as Josh Simmons goes, according to PFF. But I like Kelvin Banks Jr. I like his measurables. He's 6'4", 320 junior, so he has some stuff. He allowed 1 sack, 2 hits, and 7 hurries in 2024. All lows each year, except regard to hits. I like Kelvin Banks Jr. to go to the Indianapolis Colts. Whoever the quarterback is, they're going to have a good guy blocking. On the clock right now are the Atlanta Falcons. Let me see here. Atlanta Falcons. Their needs are wide receiver, center, edge, linebacker. So, with regard to wide receiver, let's look at what they lost. Let's look at what Atlanta lost. Excuse me.
Sorry, I won't be
Atlanta.
on the field tomorrow. I do apologize.
Atlanta. So Atlanta lost wide receiver Rondell Moore, tight end, a center, an edge, defensive lineman, defensive tackle. Grady Jarrett is gone. I mean, safety. They have a lot of needs. But I'm gonna give them a defensive lineman. I'm gonna give them Walter Nolan, defensive tackle, Mississippi. What do you think about that pick right there?
I like that pick. I think they need it.
Yeah, I mean, Grady Jarrett was one of your guys, so I think that's a pick that they need to execute, and it should happen pretty quick. All right, we're rolling halfway through right now. Pick 16 right now. On the clock are the Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals. They have needs at guard, defensive lineman, and cornerback.
You know,
Do
I
they
think
play this position?
I think they take best available on the board. Um,
Go
and
ahead.
I believe that's going to be Malik Starks, safety out of Georgia.
Malik Starks, safety out of Georgia.
And I
Okay.
believe he fits the need for them. He sure is up the backside of that defense. You know, he's a big hitter. He's also good in coverage.
Okay. Malik Starks, safety out of Georgia. He's a great tackler. His tackles improve every year, except 2023. His tackles went down a little bit, but they were up significantly in 2024. Assisted on 17 tackles, 14 games, 8 pass rush snaps. So he can give you a lot. 6'1", he's a playmaker. SEC, he brings a good football IQ, tackling, movement, ability to play free, strong in the slot. He isn't a rare athlete, but he's starting caliber player for the back end of any defense. I like this pick for them as well. Moving on to number 17. Before that, we're going to take a little intermission here. How do you feel, my brother? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. I do apologize, you know, for being out here on the field. I kind of forgot that I had baseball tonight.
No, you're good. That's why it's ain't nothing wrong with being a dad, man. Nothing wrong with that. We're always
No, but
pushing.
yeah, we're good. I'm you know, just been, you know, living life. I'll be gonna probably get engaged here this year.
All right.
Mm.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so let's run down these first 16 picks right now. Okay, now Giants traded with the Tennessee Titans, move up to number 1, gave up their first round 3 overall and their second round pick to get Cam Ward. All right, Cleveland Browns, they picked Travis Hunter, number 2 overall. Tennessee Titans, with that trade with the New York Giants, picked up Abdul Carter. It fits a need.
You all right, little man?
You have the New England Patriots, who went tackle Will Campbell, LSU. Fits a need and definitely want to keep that quarterback upright. 5th overall pick, Mason Graham, defensive interior lineman, went to Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that fits a need as well. Aston Genty, 6th overall. I think that letter he wrote to all the GMs worked, and I think the Raiders saw it and was very impressed with that, and they picked him 6th overall. Aston Genty goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. The surprise of the draft so far right now is the pick number 7, where the New York Jets selected Shedeur Sanders to fill that void at quarterback left by Aaron Rodgers. Oof, that's going to be a match made in heaven or a match made in hell, if you think about it. Exposure is good. Too much may be too much. All right, pick number 8. Panthers went Will Johnson. Didn't address the wide receiver position at that time. Number 9, their guy is gone. So they picked best player available at number 9, and that player is Teteroa McMillan. Teteroa McMillan. I hope I don't eat your name up, sir. I'm sorry. All right, 10th overall pick, Quinshon Judkins, running back, Ohio State, goes to the Chicago Bears. 11th overall, the San Francisco 49ers need to address a lot of issues, offense, defense, everything. Jajai Barron, cornerback out of Texas, goes to San Francisco, number 11. Cowboys needed playmaker alongside of their star wide receiver, and they pick up Emeka Ibuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State. It fits a need, and it definitely gives some more weapons for Dak. 13 overall, Armand Membu, tackle, Missouri. Fits a need for them, and it's going to keep Tua upright. Kelvin Banks Jr. went 14th overall to the Indianapolis Colts. Definitely fits a need, in my opinion, because they lost some people. But we'll see how he works out. He is a very good tackle coming out of Texas. Walter Nolan goes 15th to the Falcons. I like this pick. I think the Falcons need to get more gritty down there. I wish they would have kept their defensive tackle who actually worked well with them for over the years in Grady Jarrett. I don't think they should have got rid of him like that. But Walter Nolan fills that void at 15. At 16, right now, Maliki starts right now, fills the void at safety for the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, Phoenix Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, whatever Cardinal they are. Malika starts, safety out of Georgia fills that void. With that being said, 512-539-0648. Be a part of the program. T, we're going to take a little intermission here, T. I know you got some stuff to do, but we're going to take a little intermission.
No, I'm wrapping up.
You got it?
We're going to come right back to this, okay? I'm going to take an intermission real quick. And
Okay.
all right. So just be ready to come back. Everybody out there, be patient with us. We're still dealing with a lot of stuff. We're doing life, man. That's all it is. It's life. So got my buddy T Sizzle out there. He's doing dad stuff. And we're here and you're here with us. We're going to continue this a little intermission right now. Okay? Enjoy.
Are you gonna go home first? Cause I need to get some food. Unless you go buy me food out. I don't know what that means. Why you tell me that?
Take you home, get you some of that, the rice and stuff. You can take over What do you want? You want McDonald's? I don't have it. You mean you ate out all weekend?
No,
Your chicken's in the refrigerator. You got flea market, meat rolls, your McDonald's doesn't.
All right, everyone, we are back right now. Thank you for the intermission that we had right there. We needed it. We're through 16 picks right now through our draft. T, are you with me, brother? Okay, T is not still with me there. So we're through 16 picks on the clock right now.
I'm with you right now. I'm loading up.
Cincinnati Bengals right now. Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. And Cincinnati Bengals have a need right now. That need is.
You've had 15 dinners.
That need right now is guard, defensive lineman, and linebacker. So we're looking at the best available. All right. Edge, tackle, Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell goes 17th overall to the Cincinnati Bengals. T, what do you think about that pick right there? T, what do you think about that pick right there? 17th overall.
Say that again for me.
The Cincinnati Bengals chose Jahad Campbell, 17th overall.
I like that pick.
Okay.
I think Joe Hyde brings a lot of toughness to the squad.
Okay, right now on the clock, pick 18. It's on you. The Seattle Seahawks. They need a center, guard, and edge. They already got their quarterback from Minnesota via the Jets. So right now, highest rated player on the board is Mike Green, edge out of Marshall. Tyler Warren, wide receiver, Luther Burden, another tight end, and another edge, tackle, Kenneth Grant. So they need a center, guard, and edge.
Denver Broncos want to bounce up.
Denver Broncos want to jump up. Trade with the teams interested in you right now are the Houston Texans at 25. That's the lowest. Other teams are, you said, the Denver Broncos at 20?
Yeah, but Houston's interesting, though.
Okay, so Houston at 25. You want to take your 25th pick for your 18th pick, and what else?
I want their second as well.
You want their 58th pick?
Yep.
All right. This trade has a 48% chance of being accepted, according to PFF. You want to go for it?
I want to go for it.
All right. Oh, they accepted that. They accepted that right there. So, Houston Texans are now on the clock. And do we have a pick for the Houston Texans? They need a wide receiver.
Luther Burden III, wide receiver, Missouri.
Luther Burden III goes to the Houston Texans.
And it is a toss-up, and I will give you that between the Josh Simmons out of Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
And Luther Burden, because you have to replace some of the offensive production that they missed last year and they did not get. I like Simmons at the tackle spot also because he's mobile and fast. But
Absolutely.
I just think they go with production and they come back and get themselves a tackle.
Okay, makes sense. So. All right, pick number 19 on the clock are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers need an edge. They need a linebacker. They need a DB. I'm looking at the edge out of Marshall. All right. He only has 2 years starting experience. I don't need that. We need something better than that. I'm going the kid out of Boston College. Okay. Well, I don't like his height. I don't like the kid's height out of Boston College. Oh, I don't like his height. When you're 6'2", you can't be doing anything. I'm going Mike Green, edge out of Marshall for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It wasn't that big of a difference, but I just thought he had better talent. But being 6'2", you can't be playing defensive end for me in national football. All right. The Denver Broncos are on the clock right now, my friend. Their need is running back, wide receiver, center, and defensive interior.
Center's a reach right now in the first round.
What's that?
Center is reaching in the first round right now. That's a reach.
Unless he's the best overall center. And that guy is Jerry Wilson. But they need a running back, wide receiver, center, defensive interior.
And I think they get the most productive running back most productive rookie running back that's going to be in the draft this year.
Oh my God!
And
Go ahead and say it.
I think this guy will be in contention for Rookie of the Year.
Don't say his name. Don't say his name. Go ahead.
Omarion Hampton, North Carolina.
Okay, that's a great pickup right there. All right. I was thinking the same thing. Omarion Hampton is now a Denver Bronco. Especially since they already lost Javonte Williams to the Cowboys. I look at this kid. I like his production. And I like his running style. His running style, to me, is very, very sort of, I'm not going to put too much work on him, but it's like a Fred Taylor, Marshall Faulk almost a little bit. But I like the Fred Taylor one a little bit better. So, Omarion Hampton, halfback, North Carolina, goes to the Denver Broncos. All right, on the clock right now are the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, a lot of people ain't going to like this, but I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. The Pittsburgh Steelers do not have a lot of picks in this draft, okay? Pittsburgh Steelers, they don't have a lot of picks in this draft. They have 21, 83, 120. They got some low numbers in there, right? So what I'm looking at right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm looking at them to possibly trade with a team. But then I told myself that I said, why trade when you can just get the guy you want right now? Just grab him up right now. And I look at the quarterback. The quarterback out of Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. Pick is in. Jackson Dart is a Pittsburgh Steeler. He can learn under Mason Rudolph, and he can prolong the head coach's Mike Tomlin's career. What are your thoughts on Jackson Dart going to Pittsburgh Steelers at 21?
You're lucky you got him at 21 because I was trading up to get him.
Exactly. And I look at him. He's played in competition. He's in an open offense, but he also has a live arm. You just got DK Metcalf in there. Don't know if you're going to keep Pickens, but if you keep him, you got to, in my opinion, you have a good quarterback that's going to get the ball to him. I almost wanted to trade out of this, see if I can get Jackson Dart later, but I'm glad I did it now. Jackson Dart is now Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, on the clock, your pick. The Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers are on the clock right now. Their needs are wide receiver, tight end, and defensive lineman. Best players available right now are tight end, Tyler Warren, tight end, Colston Loveland, and defensive lineman, Kenneth Grant, and also wide receivers that are available right now, Matthew Golden out of Texas. What do you think?
I think they go.
Let's see if we think in the brain on this one, because I'm thinking it would be better for them to do this.
I'm thinking Texas A&M. Shamar Stewart, edge.
Oh my God. Shamar Stewart, edge out of Texas A&M.
And let me tell you why I say that. Because
so let's look at what they lost.
Yep.
They lost a quarterback, Easton Stick, running back, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, 2 wide receivers, DJ Sharp, Simi Fuqua, Ohoko, Cardinals, wide receiver Josh Palmer, Bills, tight end Hayden Hurst, blah, 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 a partridge in the pear tree. They lost a lot of stuff. And who are you paying? But you said you want to get who?
I want to go Shamar Stewart, edge, Texas A&M.
Shamar Stewart, edge, Texas A&M, is now Los Angeles Chargers. All right, on the clock right now are the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock. Packers needs wide receiver, edge, cornerback. Let's look at what they lost, though. Let's look at what the Green Bay Packers lost. So let's see what it is here.
Now, how do you feel about Green Bay and the direction they've grown into? How do you feel about the coaches and the quarterback the way they've grown together?
I just don't. I think it's just a lot for him to take on, as far as the quarterback love, with regard to his role. But I think he's, the first year when he played the Cowboys in that playoff game and won in Dallas, it showed a lot of his gumption, in my opinion. It showed a lot of grit for him, but he does need a lot more tools around him. He's lost a running back in A.J. Dillon. He's lost a center, defensive tackle, linebacker, cornerback. The Green Bay Packers themselves, their roster. Let's look at wide receiver and see what he has, because you want to have your quarterback to have some weapons, right? Let's see the weapons he has on there with him right now at wide receiver. I know there's one good guy and I like it. Okay, right now they have Romeo Dobbs, Lindedrick Griffin, McCole Hardman, Malik Heath, Julian Hicks, Cornelius Johnson, Bo Melton, Jaden Reed. That's probably the only one they got in there. Christian Watson. Jaden Reed and Christian Watkins are on the team. So who would you think right now would be a perfect fit for them as far as that? I would have to say, in my opinion, I would pick the tight end, because Tyler Warren, he's just the best player available. Their wide receiver, edge, and cornerback. I'd have to go.
I like that pick.
I'd have to go with the tight end to give him something better out there in Green Bay. Luke Musgrave is not the answer. It's just not it. Tyler Warren is now a Green Bay Packer. He fits that system to me. He just looks the part. On the clock are the Minnesota Vikings. That's you. There needs a running back, defensive interior, and DB.
Well, this hurts me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that this guy's going to be very, very good. And I was hoping he was going to fall to 29.
Okay.
We're going to go down and we're going to get ourselves a pirate.
Ooh, you're talking about Siobhan
going down to
Rebel?
Greenville, North Carolina. Going down to Greenville, North Carolina, the ECU, the hometown boy. Gonna bring them on over. That's my hometown. It's my family from Greenville. So we're gonna bring him on up. Siobhan Rebel.
Siobhan Rebel. Let me tell you something about this cat. I really like this cat. I'm looking at his measurables right here. He's 6'3". They say he's an ideal day 2 athletic alien to draft and develop. So this is what PFF says: inconsistent anticipation technique is current form. I like his size. I like his speed. I like the dog in him. I think you're right. I like this kid. Would I have chosen him over some other ones? I don't know, but I'm not hating this pick right here. It's basically it's what flavor you like. Siobhan Rebel goes 24th to the Minnesota Vikings. On the clock right now via Houston trade are the Seattle Seahawks. Their needs are center, guard, and edge. Okay, looking at them, a center to me at 25 is not the ideal position. Guard, edge is where you need to go in this instance. And you look at this kid from Boston College. I look at him, he's higher rated, but no, he's not that guy. I'm looking at James Pierce, edge, out of Tennessee. And his measurables, 6'5", 243, 21 and a half years old. I like him out of Tennessee. James Pierce Jr. is now a Seattle Seahawk.
I like that pick.
Are the pick at 26 are the LA Rams. And their needs are tight end, tackle, linebacker, cornerback. You got Matthew Stafford there. What was the thing that they lost, in my opinion? I think they lost Cooper Kupp. If you look at the offensive line, you can tell yourself, well, it could be an issue. Matthew Stafford has to stay upright. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Conley Jr., Oregon.
So you said tackle?
Yep. Josh, I think his
Josh
last name is
Smith?
Cornerly, Oregon Jr. Josh Cornerly Jr. out of Oregon.
What's the position?
Tackle.
Oh, tackle. Josh Connerly Jr. out of Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? That makes sense to me because he's actually a guy who's come from a run and shoot offense. So Josh Connerly Jr. is now in LA Rams. All right, on the clock right now are the Baltimore Ravens. And this does not make me feel good about doing this to the Ravens. Their needs a guard, edge, DB. They need a defensive back. They need help tremendously. So I know they're running this card up right now, and they're looking at the cornerback out of Ole Miss, Trey Amos. His blend of size, movement skills, and coverage scheme versatility quarterback position, while his explosive and speed aren't anything special. His 212-24 film shows he's cornerback 2 floor in that. Now, being that he's rated that high, I'm going to go with the cornerback out of Notre Dame. I'm going to go Benjamin Morrison out of Notre Dame. He is now a Baltimore Raven. Benjamin Morrison just got that dog in him, man. He's so slick. He's so smooth. He had the hip injury, but he's past that. He's a man coverage corner. This allows that defense to rush the passer. That defense needed some help back there at cornerback. They were getting destroyed at cornerback. So Benjamin Morrison, cornerback, Notre Dame, is a Baltimore Raven. On the clock right now, at 28th overall, are the Detroit Lions. My friend, the Detroit Lions, what do they need right now?
You wanna take this one, or you want me to take this one?
I want you to take this one.
So Detroit's not on the clock.
Yeah, they're on the clock right now. 28. I just did 27. So they're on the clock right now.
So Detroit's a hard one.
They need a wide receiver, guard, edge, and linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, they need to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And with Detroit, you're looking for a dog that's smart.
Okay.
Because Detroit runs a complex system.
Okay.
You have to be able to get open for golf. You gotta have some yak. Gotta be tough to come across the middle. And I believe there's a wide receiver out of Stanford.
Oh my God. What's his name?
I can't pronounce it.
Iomana.
Yeah.
Out of Stanford. All right. He's a very tall wide receiver. He's 6'2". I mean, he has size and tells. He's basically your possession receiver. So that's the pick you want right there?
That's the pick I want. He's tough. He can catch the ball. He's gonna get you some yak, but he's not your speed guy. He's one that's a possession receiver.
Yeah, he's gonna go up and get the ball for you. I get it. He had a big game. So with that being said, the 28th pick, Detroit Lions select Alec Iomana. I know I'm chewing up these names. Iomana. All right. So I'm gonna let you pick again, since I know this is your squad. Washington,
So who are our corners on the board?
Cornerbacks right now on the board are cornerback Trey Amos out of Mississippi, Maxwell Hairston, cornerback Kentucky, Darian Porter, cornerback Iowa State.
So I do like Iowa State. I do like that boy.
You mean Darian Porter?
Darian Porter. Yeah, I like him. I'm actually torn between Mississippi and Darian Porter. You know, Mississippi and Iowa State. I'm actually torn between the two.
Okay.
On you know who to go and which one to get. You know. You know, we're looking for somebody who can.
Three minutes left.
You know, you took my guy out of Notre Dame, so you really messed up my draft board.
Oh, that's what's supposed to happen. Things happen.
You know,
I'm
gonna go with
number one to number twos. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Mississippi and go
cornerback Trey Amos.
Trey Amos.
The pick is in. Quarterback Trey Amos out of Mississippi was 29th overall. The Washington Commanders. On the clock are the Buffalo Bills. They have a needed edge, linebacker, and cornerback. We look at the linebackers here. We look at the edges. I'm looking at edge. We just lost, well, they just lost Von Miller. They need some pass rush. But you look at
Von Miller a big loss?
You look at cornerback, but it's just a body that somebody had to deal with. You look at cornerback and okay, they can get somebody else at cornerback. But what you can't get is an edge. Edge rushers are premium. And I'm looking at the edge rusher here right now, Nick Scorton.
Oh, he's a tough one. He's lanky too.
A&M. Nick Scorton out of A&M. He goes to the Buffalo Bills. The pick is in. Nick Scorton, edge, Texas A&M. On the clock right now are, and we have 2 picks left in this show right now. 2 picks left are the Kansas City Chiefs, and they need a guard, tackle, defensive lineman.
Kansas City addresses the tackle.
All right, the highest rated tackle right now is Josh Simmons, and Josh Simmons is out of Ohio State. Then you have Greg Zabel, Donovan Jackson, Ohio State, Arante Ursay, he's ranked 69th. These are all players going in order right now as far as what PFF has them ranked as.
I like Ohio State. He does good, but he doesn't fit the system.
Okay.
I'm going North Dakota State.
North Dakota State tackle Greg Zabel is now Kansas City Chiefs. And with the last pick in our 2025 first round Speak on the Sports NFL mock draft, on the clock are the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles have a need at wide receiver, guard, edge, cornerback. I look at corner and I say to myself, why not continue to get better? But I see some best players available right now. I'm looking at them. Tight end, tackle, defensive interior, wide receiver. But then I see linebacker. Then I see safety. Then I see corner. And I say they could just take the best player available right now. And that best player available, in my opinion, it's gotta be It's very tough. But I'm going to go wide receiver. And I'm going to see Matthew Golden. All right, hold on. We got a call right now. Hey, caller, welcome to the show. State your name and where you calling from. Can you hear me, caller? Caller, are you there? Hello? All right, I can't get this caller to call. I don't hear what this call is talking about, but let me see here. We're going to try to call this person back and see. What? Caller, welcome to the program.
Hello?
State your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me, caller? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Trying to log into the podcast.
Can you hear me, caller?
You're on the podcast.
You're on. Can you hear me? Well, trying to get this caller in is a little harder than I thought. So let me try to call this caller one more time.
Hello?
Caller, can you hear me? Hello?
Trying to listen live. Trying to listen in.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, caller? Can you hear me now? Hello?
We got you live on the show. You don't need to listen in. You're live with us.
Oh, can you hear me, T?
I can hear you.
Yeah. All right, let's give this caller one more chance to get back on the program here. Let's see.
Hello?
Can you hear me, caller? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
You're on the show.
Nothing's coming through. Nothing's coming through.
All right, hold on a second there. Let me see.
Nothing's coming through.
Hello, can you hear me? All right, so we'll get that caller back another time, but all right, so with that, I had Matthew Golden go to the Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver. There's been rumors, and the only reason I picked him is because there's been rumors about the pending departure of AJ Brown with regard to him being traded. What do you think about that pick right there?
I like that pick. I think it's a good, solid pick. I think he fits their scheme and system, and I think that he'll be a good player to come for them.
Okay, that definitely makes sense to me. So let's go over our picks, man. Let's go over our picks from 1 to 32 in our first mock draft day. We'll continue this tomorrow at 6 p.m. again. For all those who don't know about the program, we'll start it at 6. But let's go for the number 1 pick. Giants traded with the Tennessee Titans and picked up Cam Ward. They gave up a 3rd pick and a 2nd round pick, and they picked up Cam Ward. Travis Hunter went 2nd. Travis Hunter went 2nd overall to the Cleveland Browns. Abdul Carter goes 3rd to the Tennessee Titans with the trade to the New York Giants, and it actually fit a need as well. Will Campbell went 4th overall, tackle out of LSU. Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan, went number 5 overall to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ashton Genty, the halfback out of Boise State, went 6th overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. At number 7, Shedeur Sanders. In our mock draft, Shedeur Sanders goes to the New York Jets. Fits a need, and He's all world in New York. He can make that happen. All right. Will Johnson goes 8 to the Carolina Panthers. Tatoria McMillan goes 9 overall to the New Orleans Saints. Quinshon Junkins, 10th overall to the Chicago Bears in our scenario here. Jadad Barron goes 11th, cornerback out of Texas, to the San Francisco 49ers. Emeka Ibuka is now a Dallas Cowboy. He goes and partners up with CeeDee Lamb to wreak havoc in Dallas. Amon Membu, tackle out of Missouri, goes to the Miami Dolphins to keep Tua upright and concussionless this year. Kelvin Banks Jr., he's going to block for either Richardson or Daniel Jones. The tackle out of Texas goes 14th overall to the Indianapolis Colts. Walter Nolan, defensive interior from Mississippi, Ole Miss, goes 15th overall to the Atlanta Falcons. Malachi Starks, safety out of Georgia, 16th overall to the Cardinals. And Jahad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama, goes 17th overall to the Cincinnati Bengals. Luther Burden III, wide receiver out of Missouri. He goes to the Houston Texans at 18. And Mike Green, the edge out of Marshall, goes to Tampa Bay. Omarion Hampton, running back out of North Carolina, is a Denver Bronco at 20. Jackson Dart is a Pittsburgh Steeler. He can learn under Mason Rudolph there. Fits a need. Keeps the coach in the limelight a little bit more. I think his little star is fading. But anyway, Shamar Stewart, edge out of Texas A&M. He goes to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Green Bay Packers. They get Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. Siobhan Revel, cornerback out of East Carolina, goes to Minnesota, 24th overall. With the 25th pick, the Seattle Seahawks select James Pierce Jr., edge out of Tennessee. And with the 26th pick, Josh Connerly Jr., tackle out of Oregon, is now an LA Ram. With the 27th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, Benjamin Morrison is now the cornerback for the Baltimore Ravens. With the 28th pick, the rich just keep getting richer. Detroit Lions, Alec Ayominer. I'm going to get that name right. Wide receiver out of Stanford is now a Detroit Lion. With the 29th pick, the Washington Commanders select Trey Amos. It's a need. Cornerback out of Ole Miss. I think it's a good pickup for them. With the 30th pick in our draft, Nick Scorton, edge out of Texas A&M, another Texas A&M product. They just lost Von Miller. They replaced him with another alum. And the 31st pick, Kansas City Chiefs. They have a need at tackle, guard, and defensive lineman. They pick Gray Zabel, tackle out of North Dakota State. I think North Dakota State tackle is pretty good. He's actually pretty strong. He had a good showing at the Senior Bowl. And with the 32nd pick in the NFL draft, round 1 in 2025 NFL draft, round 1, they couldn't pass it up. The Philadelphia Eagles select speedster Matthew Golden, wide receiver out of Texas. So we had a bunch of interesting things go on today with our draft. We also had some technical difficulties. We're human beings. We're doing this stuff, but we want you guys out there, the folks that are calling in, the folks that want to hear about this to get better at it. And we're going to get better tomorrow with this as well. Okay, we're going to get better with this tomorrow. It's our second draft in 2 years. We did one in 2024, and now we're doing 2025. So you have our picks. With that, I'd like to say thank you. It's been a pleasure today. I know T is doing a lot of things, but we're going to fix some technical difficulties this evening, and we're going to make sure everybody's informed of when the show comes on. Okay, but put this number down, 512-539-0648. Definitely put it down so you guys can be a part of the program. I want to hear what you guys got to say about this draft. It's only round 1. And we had a couple of trades already, and it's so exciting. T, I appreciate you, brother. I know that you're having some difficulties trying to get in, but it's been a day, and we're going to continue this draft tomorrow. Day 2 of the 2025 Speak on the Sports NFL mock draft continues tomorrow at 6 p.m. CDT. Love to hear from you guys. I can't wait till tomorrow. We got a lot more to go. Love you guys. I'm out. Enjoy it. We enjoyed it.